Hello, everyone, and welcome to Undercover Hustlers. I'm your host. I go by Joss the Visionary online, and today we are filming our very first pilot episode. I'm super excited for all of the ideas, creative outpour, and basically platform that we want to create for other creatives, for other people who want to do what I'm doing, but don't know where to start because I'm kind of in the same place as you, the same space as you. I am starting this podcast with some knowledge. I took a class in college about it. Um, but I am not, I wanted to call myself a content creator, yet I'm not creating content. So join me in an effort to change that. I want to own the title of content creator. And I want to create this podcast to be a space for people who are ever wondering what goes behind the scene of a hustler's mind, of different hustles. And so let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. Who am I and what drew me to this podcast idea? My name is Jocelyn. I am 24 years old, freelance social media marketer, brand specialist, content creator. I am passionate about narrative storytelling in unconventional and creative ways. In my prior experience, I've worked in almost every single industry you can imagine. Okay. I have worked in healthcare. I've worked in restaurants and the serving industry, doing private events, worked in entertainment. I've worked in a beauty salon. I've worked as a college mentor. I have done everything. Well, obviously not everything, but I think it's fair to say that I have dipped my toes into different industries. I have dived into different side hustles. I've gone with different business models in terms of how you can generate income and tried it because I too was at the point when working a 9 to 5 just didn't seem practical for me anymore. It didn't align with my goals. And now I'm more so pursuing, working for myself. But I recognize that there's a lot of skills that you need to acquire, knowledge you need to learn, and a lot of valuable experience in working under other people who know more than you, working with other people, I should say. So I really do want to put you guys on. I think that's the ultimate goal. Anyone who knows anything about marketing knows that it's a tough industry. I mean, you can go in working through an agency, you can be a freelancer like myself. If you're in the creative industry, you know how hard it is to find the right tools, find the right opportunities, have the right network. And I think through connecting with other hustlers, other people who are not taking no for an answer and who are going to get everything that's out there in the world for them, this space is for you. These conversations are for you to listen to be engaged in, take note, connect, you know, really open yourself up to these opportunities, to these connections, because I'm telling you, it's impossible to do it on your own. But until people know you, until they like you, until they trust you, they're not going to just listen to whatever you say. So that's the beautiful thing about content creation. I mean, the more you make content, the more people hear your voice, see your face, they get to know who you are, and they decide if they like you or they don't. And that's fine. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. Just kidding. Well, actually, I'm not kidding. I want this to be a safe space, definitely a respectful space. And I want to be able to share with all of the listeners the amazing things that I find along this journey that could help somebody else out. For most people, there's a process, right? You have to like go through the motions. You have to make your journey. And it can be discouraging seeing all of these successful people and not really knowing where they started at. So I wouldn't say I'm at the very bottom because I have my drive, I have my motivation, my will to keep on going. And some people don't even have that. But I will say that I am very rich in terms of the people that are supporting me and surrounding me, uplifting me, the different communities that I found myself in, and opportunities that God has blessed me with to pursue success. Like everybody wants to be successful, but nobody knows how to get there. And if you don't have that mindset where I'm going to put that work in, it's going to work for you. Everybody's journey is not that clear cut. So, my idea behind Undercover Hustlers is if we can uncover the glitz behind the glam, then maybe success won't feel that far from the average person who wants to leave their 9 to 5, who wants to work for themselves, generating income, creating content, and being a boss. I have experience of dealing with entrepreneurs, founders, executives, CEOs, self starters, business owners, and operators. I mean, you name it. So I understand how valuable the information that they have to offer from a conversation could be to someone. I am also like, I love listening to podcasts. And I think that even something that's not your specific industry or your niche, you can get a lot of value from that conversation. I also come from a long line of people who are hustlers, hard workers, go getters. I mean, I know that for most people, you can't just do nothing to become something. I mean, some people, it's handed to them and they have a trust fund. They don't have to worry about where their stability is going to come from. But for someone like me, I have to hustle if I want to be successful, if I want to have financial freedom. And I say if I want to have it because I currently don't have it. And I think that's relatable for a lot of people. We're all striving for something that we don't have. But I also come from a long line of people who are hustlers, hard workers, go getters. Everyone has their own unique journey to success. And it's really hard to find any type of blueprint or step by step guide that's going to resonate with you and just boom, give you the success that you're looking for. But in little tidbits here and there, you can tune into Undercover Hustlers and who knows, maybe you can be inspired. Maybe it could spark curiosity in you to do your research or learn more about a topic or a hustle or a stream of revenue. So I just want this podcast to be a space where we're having conversations with other people who are inspiring, with other people who have made it happen, and some people who are still trying to make it happen because there's value in all of those conversations. This podcast is for the listeners who want to feel inspired by other people's struggles and success stories. For those who want to hear what it really takes and are curious to understand the behind the scenes of every industry, or maybe a specific industry. Personally, my experience as an employee in several different industries made me realize the value in the behind the scenes work. For example, my most recent job was working at a doctor's office. I worked there for about 2 years. As big as the office was, there was about 50 people on the staff. I mean, a lot of the credit goes to the doctor who you see in your appointment for all of 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm not saying that to discredit the doctors because they do a lot of work. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have had the opportunities that we did in terms of everything and how it all came together working at a private owned doctor's office. But in the same breath, being a doctor is not a one man show. If you have patients who don't acknowledge or recognize, or maybe even know all of the hard work that comes in a full circle team of different departments who are doing different parts to make sure everything is good to go for your appointment with that doctor, it's like, whew, it can feel kind of like you're unseen or you're not recognized or appreciated for everything that you do. There's a lot going on in the back office of a healthcare clinic. My role was an external referral specialist, which basically means I send out all of the referrals to other doctors. I send out orders to hospitals for surgeries. I'm communicating with insurance companies to get approvals for certain testing and things that cannot be done at our office that have to be done elsewhere, and surgeries as well. So, like, a lot of things kind of fell under my umbrella, and I was a one woman show. I'm the one getting all the emails, getting all the orders. Everything falls under my responsibility. And it was a lot of work. It also didn't align with what I went to school and studied, which was communication. I studied communication. Now, there's communication everywhere, you know? This is communication right here. Just talking into a microphone and creating a podcast episode. But working in healthcare wasn't really in the cards that I saw for myself. And that wasn't something that I studied. Like, I didn't study to be a nurse or, to be an external referrals coordinator. But it was a good paying job. It paid the bills, stable hours, paid time off. Like, the benefits of working in a healthcare office are really good. Oh, catered lunches. I mean, listen, there was their benefits and perks, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of misplaced recognition or lack of recognition that goes on in that industry. And it makes it so hard to continue pursuing that career path if you're not being recognized for your hard work, you're not able to climb the corporate ladder and feel like rewarded for all of your accolades. Like, oh my God, I solved this really hard case, this really hard referral for a patient. And, it's just like, oh, great job. Here's like another pile of new orders to work on. So it's just like, gets exhausting. Even for the doctors, I mean, picture this. Your doctor spent years studying, become certified, and hone their expertise to provide the best care. They ordered a test that they believe is crucial for your health. But now, instead of moving on to their next patient, they're stuck on the phone with insurance, fighting to get your procedure covered, pleading your case, all while skipping their lunch because that's when doctors have the time to make these calls with insurance. Their schedule is jam packed with patients all day. And within the realm of business hours, whenever insurance companies are open, they have to schedule these calls, these peer to peer calls with your insurance on their lunch break. And if that's not enough, they're meeting with pharmaceutical reps to secure samples of the medication that your insurance won't approve, just to make sure that you get the care that you need. Not even the care that you deserve, the care that you need. And there's so many flaws in so many different industries. The healthcare industry has so many flaws. Don't even get me started on charging deductibles or copays to patients who should not be charged and being trained to collect a copay always. But in the same breath, you see all the hard work that the doctors put into, and it makes you like look up to them. It makes you appreciate them. Like, they are the glorified workers in the office. Whatever they say goes, like that. I mean, that is my most recent job experience, and I do want to talk more about it maybe in an episode dedicated to that. I'm most excited about interviewing people from diverse industries with diverse backgrounds to kind of foster a deeper level of understanding of the hustler and the behind the scenes work that powers various industries. To hustle is to strive headstrong and voraciously towards a goal. A hustler typically refers to someone who is ambitious, hardworking, and resourceful in achieving their goals, often in unconventional or entrepreneurial ways. In a positive sense, it describes a go getter, someone who works tirelessly, finds opportunities, and isn't afraid to take risks to succeed. If that resonates with you, then you're in the right place. And I want you to save this podcast. I want you to follow us on other platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube. Get connected because these are conversations you're going to want to tune into. I'm excited to dive into some of the industries that I worked in, speaking from my own personal experience and interviewing people I know. But I'm hoping that as I continue with this content creation journey and podcast being one of my forms of content, that I'm going to have the chance to interview people I don't know that their stories are just inspiring or that I encounter along this journey of networking and hustling. Really. Listeners can expect an episode every week. A typical episode will be a casual, thought provoking chat from my mouth to your ears, or an interview with a thought leader in the industry that we are uncovering. Please follow us on Instagram at undercoverhustlers.pod to engage, leave your feedback or suggestions for future episodes. You can follow my personal Instagram and TikTok page at Just a Visionary just to stay connected. And let's close things out today with a quote. This quote is from good old Abraham Lincoln, and it says, "Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle." Thanks for listening. Bye.